friend who signs up for a single service like wireless or internet, and you'll score $100. And if they go for a choice bundle, that's a cool $150 in your pocket. It's simple, it's sweet, and it pays to share. Visit GTA.net to start referring today. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply. Visit GTA.net for more information.
Celebrating America's 250th birthday. One of America's greatest cities was founded by French colonists in 1718. It became part of the U.S. in 1803 after the Louisiana Purchase. New Orleans is the birthplace of jazz and home to Creole cooking, and has produced dozens of famous recording artists, including Fats Domino, Louis Armstrong,
I see trees of green, red roses too,
and R&B queen Irma Thomas. New Orleans suffered unspeakable tragedy in 2005 when Hurricane Katrina hit, flooding 80% of the city and leaving tens of thousands of people without food, electricity, water, or medical care. But the city rebuilt. Mardi Gras returned, and the French Quarter and all of New Orleans came back strong.
Why be at the forefront of childhood cancer research? At St. Jude, we do it because every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you. Help St. Jude give children with cancer more moments. Moments that can last a lifetime. Learn more at stjude.org.
We're pouring a glass of a bold, licorice-flavored liqueur that once served as a vital survival asset on the high seas. Welcome to the National Day Spotlight for July 2nd.
In the 1700s, Caribbean pirates plundered sweet, licorice-flavored anisette and traded those heavy wooden barrels like cold, hard cash. But those rough, cutthroat sailors didn't actually crave a fancy European nightcap. They just needed to survive. On grueling, months-long ocean voyages, fresh drinking water quickly stagnated into a foul, bacteria-ridden sludge. To stay alive in the heat, pirates discovered that pouring a heavy splash of strong anise spirits directly into their putrid water rations killed the germs and completely masked the horrific taste. So as we observe National Anisette Day, we look back on a unique twist of maritime history. It turns out that what high society considered a delicate luxury, pirates considered the ultimate survival tool.
So I'm thinking I might have had just the anisette. I'd have skipped the water part.
I'm sure if you're thirsty enough.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Here, drink this and you will die, or don't drink it and you will die.
We are also celebrating National Fried Clam Day and World UFO Day. I'm Alice Anderson.
And I'm Marlo Anderson with the National Day Calendar, reminding you to celebrate every day.
If you're looking for world-class website hosting at a fair price, Pair Networks is your best choice. Whether you're a professional web designer or a beginner just getting your site online, Pair Networks has a web hosting plan that's right for you. Log on and learn more at pair.com. That's PAIR.com. Pair Networks, world-class web hosting at a fair price. Visit us at pair.com. Pair Networks.
Registering a domain name on the web? You should know about Pairnick. Pairnick offers .com names at a great price with quality service you expect. Because Pairnick is powered by internet leader Pair Networks. Whether you need a domain name for business or personal use, Pairnick is your best choice. Remember Pairnick when you need a domain name. That's PAIRNIC.com. Pairnick.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Got friends who still haven't switched to GTA? Now's the time to give them a nudge, because you can get up to $150 just for sending them our way. Refer a friend who signs up for a single service like wireless or internet, and you'll score $100. And if they go for a choice bundle, that's a cool $150 in your pocket. It's simple, it's sweet, and it pays to share. Visit GTA.net to start referring today. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply. Visit GTA.net for more information.
Guam is building the future, and the right conversations start here. SAME Guam Post invites you to the 2026 Industry Forum happening July 28 through 30 at the Dusitani Resort. Join military, government, and industry leaders as they come together to discuss Guam's future in infrastructure, resilience, and regional growth. This premier event connects you to Guam's next generation of infrastructure. Registration is open. Visit GuamIndustryForum.com. The 2026 SAME Industry Forum, delivering Indo-Pacific readiness.
The road to Adelude continues. This time, we sit down with Republican candidates. Vice Speaker Tony Atta and E.J. Calvo. Catch the full conversation that took place on May 5th on the Wave 105's YouTube channel. Stay informed and hear their vision for Guam's future. Wave 105 is a glimpse of Guam radio station.
Down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot of redemption. Don't want to end up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. Bone digger, dogs in the moonlight. Far away in my well-lit room. Mr. Beer Belly, get these mutts away from me and all.
Welcome back to the show. We're still taking some calls. 5:24 in the afternoon. Here's the number, 671-922-1051 or 2. Let's bring up the host, Mr. Pauly Suba.
All right, welcome back. Viva Webis feels like Betness, right?
Traffic is pretty bad out there.
It feels like a Friday.
We have a caller on line 1.
Right. We kind of have like one of those fake 3-day weekends now, right? We had a 3-day.
Yeah, thanks to this storm.
Yeah, now the storm is working through the whole thing.
Yeah.
For, because people got to prepare for it all, right?
Uh-huh.
So, which is fine. It's the reality. Let's get it done. We have somebody on the line.
Line 1.
Half a day, Wave 105. You're on the air.
Hey, Pauly.
Half a day. Biba pre-Betness. What's going on, friend?
Man, I just wanted to comment and say thank you to Captain King and Mr. Mortera for throwing their names in the hat.
Right.
Because, it's time. I agree with Captain Ken and his comments, along with Mortera, right? I mean, I get it. There's the constant political party and what everybody does, and same old. I think the two of them, if given the opportunity, like you said, why not? Why not him?
Right.
Mortera said, why not him?
Right.
You're right. We should give the younger, and again, it's not a generation or it's not a ageism issue. It's we need new perspectives.
Sure.
We got to take it out from what we're doing and do something better. And if there's young guns that want to take the helm, then by all means, let's give them the opportunity, because we're stuck right now. And with Captain Ken hit it spot on by challenging GVB general manager to go to use the restroom outside at Epau Beach, and then she gets a real perspective. The whole entire staff will get a whole new perspective of what the tourists who come here to Guam to spend their money have to be treated to. It's unnecessary, and it's simple. And service, providing maintenance service and upkeep and taking care of roads and putting up signs and letting traffic lights work, those all matter to people that don't want to think about the simplest of things and just appreciate the beauty of our island. If we don't allow these new folks to come in and at least execute some new thought process, we're going to get stuck, and it's not going to be a good And it's just, we can't afford any more delays. We need change, and we need it now.
Yeah, and it's not even just the age, like you said, right? Because there are people like we had Joe Areola in here. We had Miss Lillian Guerrero, who, they're getting close to 70, but they're also providing new solutions, right? A new mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
But and that's absolutely right. But I still think if you've been in that world, and I don't think those two have, it's time for them to take a shot at it because they haven't had that opportunity to make change. But for example, where we use the constant same broken record, we put one person who is the GDOE education board member, and now she's the new GCC president when she was the UOG president one time. It's like, come on, man, we're using the same thing over and over again, and it's not working. I'm sorry. I think we could invest more in the young guns and the younger and those that have an opportunity to sit in that position. Let them try.
I think, when you look at both Captain Ken and also Mateo, they come from Captain Ken has his own business. Mateo comes from the private sector. They, so the question from our first caller was like, what political experience and policy making do they have? Captain Ken said it right. Look, hey, I'm in the trenches with everybody else. I pay my taxes, and that's all I need to do to make sure. To know that things aren't going great here on the island. And so if I can come out and put myself out there to say, hey, look, for everything that I've learned running my own business, everything that I learned with Mateo, being in the private sector, if I can apply that to make things run efficiently, then so be it. I kind of liked it. Was refreshing for us to have these two here.
Well, I also agree with Mateo where you don't need to be a bill writing machine to be effective. And I agree with that because sometimes, if you're just writing bills to write bills, then you're not being productive.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even need to write bills. The person that's lobbying you would turn in the bills for you, and all you do is introduce it.
AI is available.
Yeah, exactly. AI is available.
But there are other things that are important, like the budget session.
And mind you, there are some senators that do that.
Yeah. So when you are balancing the budget, that takes a lot of working together and understanding some of the issues and solving them. And so when you're a critical thinker, when you're a problem solver, and you have conversations with these agencies and the community, then you can find the answer. You're not going to find it within. You're going to find it in your community.
Here's the thing.
That's an excellent point.
Here's the thing. When it comes to budgets, right? Caller, you, me, and Pauly, we don't have experience in doing budgets. But here's our experience, okay? If we know the thing costs $200 and we only have $50, guess what? We're not getting it. I think that experience alone makes me actually gives me more right to be senator or anything, just being frugal with the money that we have.
And I think, and I'll end my call, but I just want to point this out. The other day I was watching the GBB budget, and the comment that the young lady made to Senator, Vice Speaker,
look up into the
Tony,
sky.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are gonna have to let me in on
Ina. It was Ina.
Okay, look at
Ina.
where?
Yeah. OMG! I just said, wow, really?
It was the 4th of July because so for context, right? It was Vice Speaker Tony Addis. What are we doing to celebrate the 4th of July? And so the GVB leadership said, well, our federal partners on base, Anderson Air Force, Polaris, there's going to be events, right? And there will be fireworks. And then he goes, yeah, but don't you need an ID to go in? And then Ina says, well, you don't need an ID. You could just look up into the sky and enjoy. Right? That's what she said, right?
Yeah, that pretty much is. And MBG, Naval Base, is not going to have it at Polaris because of the construction. So everything's on the installation. And if they're still in TriCon Bravo, you're not just going to get in. Unfortunate.
And Vice Speaker, it was also the way, I don't think Vice Speaker appreciated it, right? Because he said...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When she rolled her eyes and said, You just got to look up at the sky, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, he goes,
where America's Day begins, we can't be a part of that.
And then obviously Vice Speaker is like, look, when you say things like that, it makes me want to push further now.
Push back.
Push back, yeah.
And inquire more, but he didn't.
Well, good for
but
Vice
I think
Speaker.
his point was valid. $220K for 15 people to go sit at a booth at American or whatever it's called is ludicrous. That $220K could have spent for fireworks.
Yeah,
just 20 minutes.
Well, you know,
20 minutes.
My
and
good
then
friend,
an additional 15 for another 100.
Yeah, no, my good friend is Jeff Sanchez. He's pretty much the fireworks guy.
He's the only guy.
Yeah, he's the only guy. And for 15 minutes, it's 50K. We could have had four.
No, she quoted 120.
She said
120 for 15 minutes.
Okay, well, it's the shipment.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a great Fourth, and be safe. And let's hope this storm doesn't hit.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. You be safe.
Yeah, let's hope the storm doesn't hit. Landon Islet earlier had said that we're going to feel something.
Yeah.
We're going to get some winds. Best case scenario, tropical depression winds, right? And it's he said it that it's a beast of a typhoon, right?
We're gonna have to look up in the sky.
So Ina's my friend too. Ina's great. She is. She's a wonderful boss. She knows how to take care of her people, and I think that's her fighting spirit. I think that
to look up in the sky.
I think she was, defending her agency. She's defending her people, and so.
No, but the
people have every right to look at it and be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Question is very valid. This we tout, and that is our saying, where America's Day begins, and we have nothing to show for it. I mean, this is 200. We can guess what? We only turned 250 once to play, and so I mean, it was a valid question. And that was, I mean, if now I'm hearing it, I haven't watched it. Yeah. And if the rolling of the eyes happened, then it was kind of like almost sarcastic with the answer. So I don't know. I mean,
many people took it that way.
Yeah.
And you have every right to feel however you want to feel. And Vice Speaker, most especially, because it was directed to him. We'll take the break.
Yes.
5:36 in the afternoon.
All right. Let me see here. Do you want to do traffic?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at it right now. I can't ignore it.
Yeah, no.
Because it is.
It's like half of Marine Drive is all red.
Absolutely. Route 1, major congestion beginning in the capital. If you go 4, because you have a reason to go 4, you're in the best position. You have an easier drive than everybody. Even going 8, you're going to see some delays, right? But obviously, most of that traffic, most of that congestion is on 1. Trying to get out of Tumon, getting up to Marine Corps Drive is going to be an adventure. But I don't think you're going to see... I've seen worse. I'll tell you that. I've seen worse. But expect major delays, right? And then when you get up, you'll see those same delays most around the Route 16 and Route 1 intersection, and then mostly around the other side of Harmon Loop, getting onto 1. Things definitely clear up for you after Isengsong, the Route 1, Route 28 intersection, or Isengsong Road, right? And so after that, Jigo looks pretty good, and it usually always is. 5:37 in the afternoon, once again, helping you move forward. That's Guam Auto Spot. Call them up, 478 Auto. View their inventory on their website at GuamAutospot.com.
Got friends who still haven't switched to GTA? Now's the time to give them a nudge, because you can get up to $150 just for sending them our way. Refer a friend who signs up for a single service like wireless or internet, and you'll score $100. And if they go for a choice bundle, that's a cool $150 in your pocket. It's simple, it's sweet, and it pays to share. Visit GTA.net to start referring today. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply. Visit GTA.net for more information.
Guam is building the future, and the right conversations start here. SAME Guam Post invites you to the 2026 Industry Forum happening July 28 through 30 at the Dusit Tani Resort. Join military, government, and industry leaders as they come together to discuss Guam's future in infrastructure, resilience, and regional growth. This premier event connects you to Guam's next generation of infrastructure. Registration is open. Visit GuamIndustryForum.com. The 2026 SAME Industry Forum, delivering Indo-Pacific readiness.
Celebrating America's 250th birthday. It's the great American pastime, and there's nothing more exciting in baseball than a home run. But home runs were not a big deal until 1927, when New York Yankee Babe Ruth set the all-time record for the most home runs in a single season with 60.
When you get a fastball and you hit it squarely, it'll go much further than a slow ball. You don't have to furnish your own power.
That record stood for 34 years, until Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in one single season.
Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there. Holy cow! 61 home runs, and they're still fighting for that ball out there.
All records are meant to be broken, and the most home runs during an MLB season now stands at 73.
Second baseman moves 20 feet into right field. Barnes hits one. Deep to right field. Look out on the coming call. Barnes has number 73.
Thanks to Barry Bonds' superhuman batting for the San Francisco Giants in 2001.
The road to Adelup is off and running. This time, we sit down with Republican candidate Speaker Frank Blass and Dr. Mary Okada. Catch the full conversation that took place on May 7th on the Wave 105's YouTube channel. Stay informed and hear their vision for Guam's future. Wave 105 is a glimpse of Guam radio station.
Welcome back to the show, 5:39 in the afternoon, slowly approaching the 6 o'clock hour. While we still got some time with you, let's bring up the host, Mr. Pauly Suba.
Off a day, Wave 105. We got somebody on line one.
Yes.
Is this Miss Joyce Sayama?
Yes, she's
Communications Manager of GPA. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to get some updates from GPA.
Hi, yes, hi. Good afternoon, Pauly and Ryan, and good afternoon, Guam. Yes, I wanted to call in because I wanted the people of Guam to know, our GPA is continuing its preparation measures in anticipation of now a tropical storm. Is it Baven? So
Bavi, yes.
Yes. So the last couple of days, GPA has already mobilized. Our crews have been out there. We've sent out the release and
yes, I got it
earlier in the week. And our crews, although we do conduct year-round vegetation management, especially now, right, we have to give special attention to areas that are known for overgrowth, excessive trees, bamboos, and all those areas that pose risks during storms to our power system. So we've been putting it out there. Our crews are in north, central, and south, and we've also posted that they are out there cutting those high vegetated areas. So
right.
I just wanted the public to know that they are out there. They'll continue to be out there throughout the week and throughout the storm. And here we go again, Pauly. So
yeah, I appreciate the release because you're definitely giving us a lot of peace of mind when we're wondering if you have enough inventory from Typhoon Senlaku and then also going out to the CNMI and assisting there. And so I see the release that says you have worked toward increased inventory to ensure that critical materials and supplies are readily available.
Yes, and I just verified that today with our management team and our inventory folks, and of course generator readiness as well and emergency staffing.
Got it.
Yes, we still have crews in Saipan, but we have, we've made contact with CNMI and asking to mobilize, to get our crews to mobilize and bring them back on island to Guam while we all wait to see what happens. And of course, depending on where this weather, if it hits us or hits them, we will work on supporting if needed. Likewise with Saipan. But yes, we do have crews out there. We have over 30 crews out there, and we have the first wave that came back, some of the forward team, and we've been posting all of that on our social media. But we would like to have the rest of the crews return home while we wait and see how this storm progresses.
Understood. And then you're also asking for the community to basically try not to inundate or overwhelm the trouble dispatch lines, right?
Well, absolutely. Well, now, while, if there are any issues with the power system, if there's any issues with the power quality, whether you have, low voltage, absolutely give us a call if it's all power related. But as you know, when the winds we have started to get the extreme weathers, we're really looking at those emergencies, to get those call in. But we also have our social media page, our Facebook page that you can direct message if needed. But for those, folks who lose power, we do have a SCADA system, a smart grid. We know if your power's out, and we will constantly provide the power updates, the power system updates, like we did in, Malwar, and we did with Senlaku. So we will constantly push out pressers every single day, sometimes twice a day, just to keep our community informed where we're at, what we're doing, and of course, our crews will be out there all throughout this event through the storms until it's no longer safe to do so. And it will be the supervisor to determine when they do stand down or when the aerial lifts are no longer safe to operate.
Got it. And you do appreciate when residents call to report sparking lines and damaged poles, right? And blown
absolutely. Those are all emergencies. Yeah. But, I know everyone wants to know when their power goes on. Right. And we will, be able to provide as much information as we possibly can, given, the circumstance that we're under during restoration. But, they're always free to email us, call us, and we'll provide the updates, and we'll keep checking in with you, with the other radio stations that where we're at. But for now, our crews are out there. They're storm prepping. They will move into, I believe, 12-hour days, probably beginning tomorrow. And we'll do what we need to do to start this process. And we're all in it together. And
absolutely.
We just pray that this just continues to move away from us, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're all getting nervous and anxious and anxieties. We just went through this a few months ago. And then, our brothers and sisters in the Northern Marianas also. But we got this. We know what we need to do, and we'll continue to do this. And our crews are going to be out there and do the best they can to get, the system up and running.
Thank you so much. For everybody that needs more information from Guam Power Authority, you can visit GuamPowerAuthority.com, and also GPA, like Joyce said, GPA social media pages for more information and more storm preparedness tips, right? So
yes,
you got
yes,
Facebook
and we have all that.
Instagram,
and we collaborate with, with Landon and the National Weather Service. We provide all of the information as far as, preparedness, storm kits, generator safety, carbon monoxide safety, power fluctuations, voltage, all of that. All of that is all going to be in our social media page. You can just go there and get all that information, or you can call our office. I think on my releases, my number is always on the release. So we are ready to assist. Our customer service folks are also prepared to receive all those direct messages and take the calls, and we're here to help. But yes, our trouble dispatchers would need, of course, once things, extreme weather and stuff, they need to clear it for emergencies. But we are here, and we will do our best to try and push out all the information and let the residents know where we're at. But yes, please, everyone, stay safe. And yes, it's time to prepare, like Landon says, and the government. Right.
Absolutely.
So, thank you, Pauly.
Thank you
for all that you guys do.
Yeah, and we'll stay in touch, especially when we get closer, because I know we are also going to be manning our studio Sunday night into Monday. So
we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here the next day, and the next day until when?
Right. Take care.
Until when it's no longer safe to do so, and then we have to come back when things are calm and we're ready to do our assessments. So.
Got it.
Thank you, Pauly.
Thank you.
Have
Take
a great
care.
evening,
You
and
too.
take care, everyone.
All right.
Man.
So I also have another update now from the Office of Civil Defense.
Okay.
Right? And so, again, Guam Homeland Security, Office of Civil Defense, they just issued their public advisory number 2 on Tropical Storm Bobby. And so it now has a name. So we're now going to identify it as Tropical Storm Bobby until it increases and then give it another name. But Bobby is going to be the common name, right? And so it's got maximum sustained winds that have increased to 60 miles per hour, up from 45 miles per hour this morning, as the storm continues to strengthen toward the Marianas. National Weather Service indicates rapid intensification remaining possible before and or during its approach, with forecast tracks continuing to show a passage through the Marianas late Sunday into Monday. There are no tropical cyclone watches or warnings in effect for Guam at this time. Continue preparations now. Do not wait for a watch or a warning. And so let me just give you the details from Landon Islet in case you weren't with us around 2:40 this afternoon. So we entered into the Zoom meeting for Office of Civil Defense and Homeland Security. It was a media briefing. There were a number of government agencies there as well. And Landon Islet gave us the update. And so what Landon had said around 2:40 in the afternoon is that Tropical Storm Bobby is a serious threat to all of the Mariana Islands, right? The storm is becoming better organized and stronger and could rapidly intensify over the next few days. He says there is a real possibility that Bobby becomes a Category 5 super typhoon with winds around 160 miles per hour by Monday. And so he says the biggest concerns are how quickly Bobby strengthens, how long it rapidly intensifies, and whether it reaches peak strength right as it passes the Marianas. And Guam could see a direct hit, and that is why it's so very important to prepare. Yes, we could see a direct hit, although the current forecast track places the center slightly closer to Rota and Saipan. Guam does remain inside the forecast cone, at risk of tropical storm force winds, and still a possible target for a direct hit. And now also, the storm's path can still shift significantly over the next 3 days. And it does have the potential to be worse than Mawar. And so what conditions should we all expect? At a minimum, residents should prepare for tropical storm force winds, heavy rain, dangerous seas and surf, flash flooding, possible power outages. Areas closest to the storm center could experience Category 4 or Category 5 typhoon conditions, widespread damage, and prolonged disruptions. And so the earliest possible arrival of damaging winds we could see is late Sunday morning. And the most likely arrival of tropical storm force winds for us and Rota is around Sunday between 9 and 10 p.m. For Tinian and Saipan, around Sunday at 8 p.m. And at the closest approach of the storm for us here in Guam, around Monday morning, around 10 a.m. Again, this time can still change. The current estimates call for 6 to 12 inches of rain. The flash flooding is possible, especially if heavy rain falls in a short period, or the storm slows down, or rain bands repeatedly move over the same area. As far as ocean conditions are concerned, they should remain relatively calm through Saturday. However, beginning Sunday, seas will rapidly build, surf will become dangerous, water activity should be stopped, and boaters and swimmers should stay out of the water. There are, again, no watches or warnings yet, and I just confirmed that with the release from the most current Office of Civil Defense and Homeland Security release. Again, there are no watches or warnings yet for Guam, but that's only because the storm is still several days away. So what should we do now? Landon Islet says, secure anything that could become airborne, including tents and canopies, tarps, campaign signs, trash cans, plants and yard decorations, toys, and loose outdoor items. Again, he says everyone in the Mariana Islands should prepare for at least tropical storm conditions, while also understanding that a Category 4 or Category 5 super typhoon remains a real possibility. And the quote that I got from him that really stands out for me is, it is better to over-prepare and experience only the tropical storm conditions than to underestimate Bobby and face a direct hit from a potentially devastating super typhoon, and we are not prepared. We have somebody on the line? Yeah. Half a day, Wave 105, you're on the air.
Hey, half a day.
Half a day.
Hey, half a day, guys. This is Ron McNinch.
Hey, half a day, Doc.
Hey, guys. Hey, I was listening to your candidates at the start of the hour, and I was listening to them. And,
yeah.
You know, I always like to hear new and enthusiastic candidates.
Nice.
And, you know, if running for office were easy, everybody would do it. And so certainly my hat's off to them, you know, for giving it a good, strong try.
Right.
I've got to say, I wish our senators would give stronger consideration to going back to 21 senators. And the reason is you have more diversity of opinion, and you have more room for new people. And otherwise, what happens is there's a kind of cycle that's developed that's based on the executive branch. So what happens is when you have a new governor, people will migrate to good jobs with the governor's office, and they're better jobs than that are at the legislature as a senator. And so within the first 2 years, a lot of the city senators that have those connections will migrate over, and that creates spaces in the legislature. And those of the opposing party end up taking over the legislature because the aligned party takes up all of the executive office, executive branch slots. And so that's really the only way you can almost elbow your way into the legislature, is after that particular process is went on. But, you know, raising your name, running for office, reminding people that you have different ideas and different approaches, that's what it's all about. And I was happy to hear both of those candidates talking like that.
Do you think so? I understand that what you have said before is part-time legislature, but do you think the public has the appetite to go to 21 and they all still get paid, what, $55,000 a year? I think that's kind of where people, the hang-up is, where we don't want more and pay them that salary.
Yeah, you know, I love the idea of, you know, of having experiments like going from 21 down to 15, but nobody's evaluated that experiment. And guess what? It didn't save any money. Okay. That was a myth. That was the polite lie that was used to kind of wedge in going from 21 down to 15, is that it didn't reduce costs at all. If not, if anything, it increased costs in certain areas. And so, you know, and people need to know that. The other thing is, I'm not so big about a part-time legislature as I am about just why do we pay the senators 55? Why don't we pay them 12? And there should be a discussion about that. Or on the other hand, pay them above 55 if they want to make that argument and justification. But I feel that if they do increase their pay at all, they should put it up for a vote, and they should let the people decide on it. If that's what their desire is.
I would, my opinion now would rather go to 21 and keep the salary or slightly lower than 15 and bring the salary up, because the argument has been said that's why you're not seeing enough people run and have more choices, because nobody wants to work that hard for $55,000 a year. And so if you increase that salary, you would probably get more. But I think the salary is where it should be right now. You're doing public service, but I agree we should increase it to 21.
Right. And you know I hate to pull the curtain back on the Wizard of Oz folks in our government, but in reality, any sitting senator can hold a full-time 40-hour-a-week job even now, and some do. Some, like we've elected doctors and lawyers before, it didn't affect their work variabilities at all. There's ways for people to keep their day jobs or keep their regular employment and be even in this full-time kind of format that we have. And I have to say, $55,000 is not enough money to really support your family and do these things.
Right.
But there's an old saying in politics, they're going to get their money from somewhere. I mean, if we're not paying them a salary, that's when they become really targets for
look at
external
Nancy
interests and lobbyists. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. Like
wrong.
300 million already. Yeah.
Wrong kind of senator.
Yeah. Insider trading.
I gotta go ahead, Doc. I gotta run though.
Hey guys, great show, and always, you guys have the absolute best afternoon drive show possible. It's so neat.
No, stop it some more.
Take care, Doc. Have a great weekend. Be safe as well.
And by the way, one final thing, I like all the senators. I just tease them all the time when I write articles about them. So.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey guys, have a good day.
All
You
right.
too, Doc.
Yeah, we got to get out of here, but like I said, we're definitely going to be paying attention to Bobby, right? And so the current track shows Sunday night into Monday. More than likely, you will hear somebody on Wave 105 and Power 98 again Sunday evening, and definitely early Monday morning. And so we'll be here for you then. Thank you so much. Enjoy this 3-day weekend. Use it to prepare. And we'll see you on the other side on these airwaves, whether it's Sunday night or Monday morning. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Right? Happy Independence Day.
And look up in the sky.
Even if you don't have a military access. KGUM-FM in Dededo, Guam. Everybody get home safe. Be kind to each other. Adios.
Gangsta white wall.